Hello, this is Ghost Hunter Joe with yet another exciting amateur ghost hunting video. Today's video was recorded at my longtime friend and co-worker's grave in Mansfield, Ohio. This is my friend Dick, who worked with me at the famously haunted Ohio State Reformatory. Whenever he was asked about the reformatory being haunted, he insisted that there is no such thing as ghosts. I believe his exact words were that the belief in ghosts was a bunch of horsepucky. Keep watching this video and you'll see his ghost eat those words. This is Heather. I work with her at the Richland County Alternative Jail and currently work with her at the Licking County Jail. I only recently learned that Heather is my friend's granddaughter and that we share an interest in the paranormal. This video picks up where our last video left off, with our attempting to get my old friend and Heather's grandfather to smoke a cigarette. Let's watch.
Okay, Richard, can you puff on that cigarette? Okay, you're recording, right?
Yeah.
Puff on that cigarette for us, okay? Because if he doesn't puff on it, it'll go out, right?
Yeah.
Here, Heather, let me see that lighter. That way, I think it went out.
It was just smoking just a second
I know,
ago.
but it went out again.
Take a drag on it.
Yeah, it went out. Let me see it.
Take a drag on it. See if you can get it started again.
Hold
Puff
this.
on it. Suck on it while she lights it.
No, that's the one.
That was burning.
Here.
It's bunny.
He is. Look at it. It's going down.
Are you smoking that cigarette?
Yeah, just like, let's take the red light.
You like that, Richard? Take a second and light the meter up if you like that cigarette.
Yeah, the meter just lit up.
Did you?
Yeah.
You like that cigarette? And so is this the first time you've had a cigarette since 2015?
If it is, cross the rods. Or light up the meter.
It's up to you. Either way.
He just crossed the rods.
Okay. You go ahead and enjoy that cigarette. Now, if you don't smoke, it'll go out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if he smokes it, he can smoke it all the way down to the filter like my dad did.
It's going down again.
That's nothing going down.
Can you light that up, Grandpa, if you hear me? Or
We won't watch.
I'll go over the... It's right over there.
It's definitely going down like a lot.
Yeah.
He's definitely
You
smoking.
enjoying that cigarette, Richard?
63.
He touched the, or actually here, I'm going to see his dowel rods. He was doing this.
Oh, it's like 60s over there.
Can you cross the dowel rods if you're enjoying that cigarette, sir?
Go ahead and answer him, Grandpa. It's okay.
Well, he doesn't want to leave the cigarette long enough to cross.
Right there.
He probably puffing like this and holding his hand like this.
In keeping with the theory that ghosts or spirits are comprised of energy, specifically electrical energy, a phenomenon associated with ghost hunting is battery drainage. It's believed that ghosts can gather needed energy from our various equipment and devices' batteries. It is not uncommon for the batteries to our flashlights, digital recorders, and other devices to go dead on us, even when we put in brand new batteries at the start of our investigation. This seems to have been the case with Heather's cell phone, as seen in the next video clip.
Whatever just happened, my cell phone just went dead.
He's draining batteries from it.
Yeah. He just killed my...
He's getting check our phones.
And he's killing the battery on my
That's how they get in it?
cell phone.
They need it?
Whoa. Is that you killing my batteries, Grandpa? Look at the meter.
So let's see if my phone goes
Holy
down.
cow.
You killing her battery?
Okay,
I
mine's
just
at
tried
8.
That's okay. She can get new batteries.
I got plenty of batteries, Grandpa. Go ahead and kill it.
82.
Are you having fun killing my batteries, Grandpa?
I powered my phone off to see if it'll,
Okay.
turn it back on.
Huh?
See
Yeah,
what
they
happens.
can only take it when it's on. I don't know why they can't take
The-
the batteries when they're off.
Well, I have
No.
to have my phone for because if my dad calls.
It's lighting up all the way to the green again.
In the following video clip, as we discussed whether or not my friend should have had enough energy to flick the ashes off his cigarette, Carter claimed to have been punched. Heather correctly pointed out that her grandfather had been a boxer when he was younger. Did he punch Carter, or is Carter a convincing actor? Unfortunately, we do not have any corroborating evidence to support Carter's claims, and it all boils down to credibility. Skeptics, such as my friend and Heather's grandfather, up until the day he died, would not have believed Carter. Also, as you will see, Aubrey coincidentally remembered being choked, only after Carter claimed to have been punched. The skeptic in me must ask, why didn't she say anything about it as it was happening? In any event, let's watch.
No.
Richard, can you flick the cigarette? Can you flick those ashes off? I'd be impressed if you could do that.
You move the ball, you should be able to knock his ashes off, Grandpa.
Of course, he may be using the ball's energy. I mean, we got him doing the dowsing rods, doing the ball, doing the sucking energy out of the air, sucking on cigarettes, predicting cards.
But that K2 meter is going crazy right this second.
What's that?
Oh, my stomach. Oh, I felt like I was just punched by something.
He probably doesn't want you right there.
I would imagine not.
My grandfather was a boxer.
Look at the
Oh,
pool.
that hurt
Look
like
at the
heaven.
Yeah,
Hey,
he was
Richard,
gone.
did you hit Carter?
When I was standing behind it, with the
Jeez, that
middle
was a
rows,
sharp pain just randomly right here in my stomach.
when I was
Richard, did you punch Carter?
when I was back there, somebody was grabbing my neck. Feels like somebody was choking me, but like it wasn't choking.
Oh, man.
It was
He's keeping it on green.
What?
the first one.
It's starting to change color, the filter is.
Like this is what he was doing when I was behind him, or somebody was. They were going like that to my neck. It was weird.
My camera is about dead. I'm trying to keep on recording until the cigarette's gone.
Can you light the meter back up so I can get it on video? Did you like this cigarette?
Here, I got.
Light the meter up if you like that
Wait,
cigarette.
Aubrey, get rid of your phone. Maybe that's why it's
Oh,
gone.
thank you.
No.
Okay, listen carefully. Do you still not believe in ghosts?
He crossed
Okay.
it.
Were you wrong about ghosts?
I think he said yes. He was wrong about
Were you wrong when you said there's no such thing? Look at him lighting up. Okay, now cross the rods. Wow, he's going up to a 4 or 5.
He's crossing the rods.
Okay, so
Touching everything
you were
now.
wrong, right?
Look behind
Okay, open the rods up.
There's no wind. Can you open up the rod?
Okay, now close them if you believe in ghosts now.
Cause look at the other one.
Can you close the rods? Cross the rods if you believe in ghosts.
Got 43.
He believes in ghosts now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
43.
Let's take a look at and have an honest discussion of the so-called evidence to whether or not we made contact with my old friend and coworker and Heather's grandfather, keeping in mind that believers will accept anything as definitive proof, and skeptics will never accept any amount of concrete proof. Did we make contact with Richard through the dowsing rods? Did he answer our questions by crossing the rods? Did he remember being active with the Union at the Reformatory during the 1960s? Did he remember letting Heather fingerprint him as part of her criminal justice training? The answers to these questions are subjective at best. Did we make contact with Richard through the K2 meter? Did he make the K2 meter light up in response to our questions? For the record, there were no electrical or telephone wires or any electrical devices in the cemetery. So what could have caused the seemingly intelligent responses we received with the K2 meter, if not ghostly interference? Did Richard cause radical temperature changes? It was a hot summer day, forecasted to hit 100 degrees. Did he make the temperature drop from 92 to 44 degrees, and then all the way down to 13? I suspect that my digital thermometer wasn't working correctly, because I hate the cold, and I wouldn't have been standing around in a pair of shorts had it only been 13 degrees. But did Richard somehow have an effect on the digital thermometer, causing it to not work properly? Richard loved to play cards in life. Did that love carry over with him into death? But why did he indicate that the four of hearts was black? Was he messing with us? Was he pulling my leg? I must admit that that does fit with the jokester personality that I recall him having. But to a skeptic, that's just making excuses for him getting it wrong. Did Richard push the ball for us? Admittedly, I was impressed, because if he did, it was the first time any ghost has ever even wiggled the ball. But upon closer examination, was it the wind? Take a look at the flag in the following video clip. Does the wind blow it right before the ball seems to roll?
Not reading correctly. He's either manipulating the thing.
Right there went the ball.
He's manipulating the thing.
Right there went the ball.
We didn't notice the ball moving in the following video as Heather was relighting a cigarette. Upon closer examination, we can actually hear the wind blowing, so it's hard to argue that there was no wind that day, and it was not the wind that made the ball roll.
No, that's the one. That was burning. Here.
Is there sufficient evidence that Richard smoked the cigarette? In previous attempts to get ghosts to smoke cigarettes, the standard we used to prove that the ghost was smoking was that the cigarette did not go out. With Richard, we had to relight the cigarette several times. And after all the trouble I had obtaining a photo of the cigarette's filter showing that there were not any nicotine stains on it, we forgot to check the filter after Richard allegedly smoked it to see if there were any nicotine stains on it. But in the end, he did admit through the K2 meter to having liked smoking the cigarette. With respect to battery drainage, Heather's, Carter's, and Aubrey's cell phones all lost a significant percentage of the batteries. Was this coincidence, or due to Richard draining them? Did Richard punch Carter or choke Aubrey? The burden of proof for a claim such as this falls on the person asserting the claim, and claims such as these are next to impossible to prove. And it's a given that skeptics are not going to accept the word of children that they were punched or choked. But my question is, why would Richard punch or choke children? My favorite piece of evidence is ghost denier Richard admitting to the existence of ghosts. Whether it could or could not stand up in a court of law, I enjoyed it. So let's watch it again.
Okay, listen carefully. Do you still not believe in ghosts?
He clocked
Okay.
it.
Were you wrong about ghosts?
I think he said yes. He was wrong about ghosts.
Were you wrong when you said there's no such thing? Look at him lighting up. Okay, now cross the rods. Wow, he's going up to a 4 or 5.
He's crossing the rods.
Okay, so you were wrong, right?
Look behind
Okay, open the rods up.
There's no wind. Can you open up the rod?
Okay, now close them if you believe in ghosts now.
Cause look at the other one.
Can you close the rods? Cross the rods if you believe in ghosts.
He believes in ghosts now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Did we make contact with my old friend and Heather's grandfather? After reviewing all of the evidence, I suspect that we did, but would still like to go back again and reaffirm our findings. Who's in?